Hi everybody, thanks for pressing play on the video today. It's Caroline here from craftycarolinecreates.com. Today's project is this very beautiful, I think that's the right word to use it, it's a very beautiful gift box that is made using a hand stamped DSP. All of this pattern on the box is all hand stamped, so I'm going to show you how I did that, because the last hand stamped sort of DSP recurring look I did went down very well, so I thought I would do another one. It is a decent sized gift box. It ties with these two ribbon strips, which I think just gives it a little bit of extra sort of luxury look. See if I can undo them, and you can see how it opens. So the ribbon's just on the top like that, and then that will just pull out, and it just opens up, and there's a decent sized box inside. So should we get on and I'll show you how I made it? Let's do it. So we're going to start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 10 by 8 inches. All of the dimensions, as always, will be over on my blog, craftycarolinecreates.com, so do pop over there to check them out if you miss any of the dimensions in the video. So the first thing I've done is taken this stamp set, Floral Phrases, and this beautiful flowery motif. I've mounted it up, and I've got some Emerald Envy ink. So we're going to start by inking that stamp set up, and with the cardstock in this dimension, so you're stamping along the longer 10-inch side, I'm going to line up the bottom of my stamp set with the bottom of the card, and the side of the card, this little bit here, with the side of the cardstock. Stamp that down. See how lovely that image is. And then move along and do exactly the same again. I'm going to line up the bottom with the bottom of the paper, and the side I'm now going to line up with the edge of the previous stamped image. We can stamp that down, and you can see we've started our repeat pattern. If I just show you for a third time, don't worry, I have prepared one earlier. I'm not going to make you sit and watch me do this for the entire sheet of paper, but I just want you to get the idea of how we're doing it. So we're lining it up with the bottom of the cardstock and the edge of the previous image. Okay, now what we are going to do is turn our stamp set upside down to the way we have been using it, and we're just going to start in the sort of the V between two of these images. Just going to roughly centre that, like the stamp set, like that, and stamp down. Okay, and then all we are going to do to continue that is line up the edge of this stamp set again with the edge of this image here. Stamp that down, and we can see we're starting that repeating pattern very easily. Okay, all we have to remember is line up the edge of your stamp set with that previous stamped image there, and you will get that lovely repeating pattern to make your own designer series paper look. As I said, not going to make you sit and watch me do the whole sheet, so this is one that I did earlier, and you can see just how beautiful and effective that really is. Very, very simply. It does look just like some expensive designer series paper. So next, let's get our scoreboard, and just move the camera up so you can see the measurements. There we go. Okay, so how are we going to score this? So score it with the stripe side, the printed side down. We're going to score along the long side at 3 3/4 of an inch, 4 3/4 of an inch, 8 1/2 inches, and 9 1/2 inches. Okay, now flip it round, but decide which is going to be your top and which is going to be your bottom. So I want this bit to be my top and this bit to be my bottom. So the bottom bit needs to go against the scoreboard on this side, okay? And then we're going to score it at 1 inch, at 6 1/4 inches, and at 7 1/4 inches. Okay, so now we can put that to one side, and we will fold and burnish our score lines with a bone folder. Okay, just love the look of this stamp paper. I think it just looks really elegant. I think if you had a wedding or, you know, a really nice gift for your mum or your mother-in-law, I think it's just a beautiful pattern that it creates very simply. Okay, are we there? Are we done? Is this the last one? I think so. Okay, now we are ready to do some cutting. So we are firstly, this is the bottom, what we decided was going to be the bottom of a bag, so the one with just the 1 inch score line going along there. And we're going to cut up each of those score lines just till we reach the one going in the opposite direction. Okay, the very first little, this end, we've got 2 triangles. We're going to cut off the first one. It's triangles, rectangles, and then we are going to just notch out these 2 flaps, like there and like there. Okay, and then we're going to come around to the other side, which is going to be our top, and in this case we are going to cut up both lines in this case. Okay, so we're going to cut over 1 score line and up to the second score line. I'm going to do that all the way across. Okay, again, this first score line here we are going to cut off completely. Okay, and then these 2 flaps we are going to cut off the first piece only. Okay, and then if we just practice folding it up, you can see this is going to be the back, so this is the flat bit that's going to go over to tuck in. So we're going to cut this piece off completely, so that's both of those sections we are going to cut off. So this is the section closest to our side tab. If I put this down, all will become obvious in a second. Okay, so let me put that down. So I know a lot of you'd like to pause the video at this point and check that you have the same mask. Next thing we're going to do is on this little flap here, so this is the bit that's going to, as you said, fold over. We are going to just quickly round those corners off here and here. We're going to do the same on these 2 flaps here. Okay, just take your time to do these very neatly. Oh, you will need to fold your box out of the way a little bit. Okay. That one didn't work. Let's try it again. There we go. And our last one here. There we go. Okay, now we can start to before we build our box we need to punch some holes. So the first holes are going to go in this flap section here. So I have got my 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch hole punch, and what I'm going to do is from the end I'm just going to go sort of 1 thumb's width in and then half a way up, so something like that. So you can see thumb's width in and half the way up. I'm just going to punch a hole there, and I'm going to do exactly the same on this side, so about a thumb's width in. Is that right? Get my thumb round, it's easier on the other side, and about halfway up, and I'm just going to punch 2 holes like that. Okay, then I'm going to fold these over, fold this down. I'm just going to use my marker to draw a little hole through where they are, like that. So just fold that over, and then you've got holes here and here. And then I'm also going to fold the box up as if you were going to close it, and as if you were going to glue it, and again mark those holes there, and then all we need to do is go back and punch those out. Okay, and your punch will fit in to get these ones on the top of the box as well. Okay, now we can fold up our box. I just put the lid back on my marker. So we're going to start with some snail along this flap here. Okay. And then this is also going to come forward, so we're going to put snail on the non-stamped side of this flap here. Okay, did we get that? So snail on here and snail on here. So I'm just going to move that out of the way, and the first thing I'm going to do, if I can fold this out so it doesn't, fold these flaps in so it doesn't interfere with this snailed section, is just fold my box over and stick those down together like that. Then fold in my bottom flaps, fold them up. Oh, stuck a little bit early. Oh, this snail, this fuse is very sticky today. Okay, and then just fold that over to seal your bottom. And then we can see how this is going to come together just like that. But before we do that, we're just going to decorate it. And the decoration on this box, really all of it comes from the way it is fastened. And I've lost my ribbon. Here it is. This is from the Christmas catalogue. It is the Emerald Amber sheer linen sheer taffeta ribbon, maybe it's called. I'll check what it's called. Put that on my blog. It comes in a 2-pack. You get this one and some cherry cobbler as well. So it is fabulous value. So to seal up our box, we are going to firstly go through the hole in the flap. This is where I get all finger and thumbs. We're going to go through the hole in the flap. Oh. I'm going to try and go through the hole in the flap first, okay? There we go. Then we're going to go through the hole in the box there, like that. In the bottom of the box. Did I do this right? Yep, I think so. Yep, and then after that through the hole in the top of a box. So it's a little bit of weaving that you need to do there, but it just gives that nice closure that I was talking about earlier. Okay, pull that through like that. I'm just going to cut off enough to tie a bow, and then what we need to do is do the other side. So firstly through, you need to do this before you pull it tight obviously, because then you wouldn't be able to do this side, if that makes sense. So pull that through there. Oh. Okay. Through the one in the side of the box. It is honestly not as fiddly as I'm making it look. Try and do that one again. Through this hole here. Ugh. You're probably thinking this is a nightmare, I'm not giving this one a shot, but honestly it is easier than I'm making it look. I'm trying to work around a tripod in the middle, which is just making it a little bit harder. So there we go. That one is through. And then lastly through the lid of our box. There we go. See, once you've got the hang of it, it is really simple. And then we just need to pull those ribbons through and on the other side, and then we are ready to tie them very neatly on top. So let's do this side first. Pull that through, straighten that up there, and then you could try a bow. I'm just going to go for a knot because I hate bows at the best of times, especially hate bows on camera. So let's just do a knot there. Okay, and we can trim off the tails there, like that, and you straighten that up, and then we do the other side. So of course remember you need to obviously put your treats inside the box before you do this. Take it round and another knot on the other side. Okay. And I think this on its own, like this, is a really pretty box. And then we are going to add a little sentiment as well, but I think you could always just, you could stop here. I think the paper and the ribbons, there we go, glad to get that done. The paper and the ribbons themselves look more than pretty enough, but I'm going to add a little sentiment. I'm going to use this one, a special note of thanks to you, which again comes from this set. And just to save a little time, I stamped it already in matching Emerald Envy, and then I've just cut it out and matted it up on a little bit of Emerald Envy cardstock that's just a little bit wider. So the mat is sort of, yeah, 1 5/8 of an inch, and the white bit's probably 1 1/2 inches. Okay, it does have some little dots on the end, and I just cut them off so that it fits on my box. So I'm just going to, and I have popped that up on a dimensional on the cardstock, so we'll just finish it off with some dimensionals on the back. Okay. And these will fit on either side of the ribbons. Just pop that down in the middle like that, on either side of the ribbon, something like that. And there we go. I think that is a really simple gift box with a little bit of an unusual tie, but just made even more stunning by the hand stamp designer series paper and the lovely double ribbon fastening. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or there's anything I can help with, please do not hesitate to get in touch. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.